Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest. We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it? He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
If I'm a one-hit wonder, at least I got one, huh? At least I got something. Really ain't me. The beat bumping, one song could change lives. Let's see something. One joke could save lives. We gon' keep coming, keep functioning. Something out of nothing. Ball wise, I'm top 300. Get your favorite artist. I'll chop it up with mutton. If they haters, your ghost could be bludgeon. If they for real, we getting money. Such ideas minus Negroes, cutting everything authentic. Stupid shit I did it. Punishing myself like my mom prison. No questions, no tea, not lifting. One time for tea, being broke wasn't living. One hit wonder. At least I got.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Peace, blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. I hope all is well with the good people on social media. There's a lot going on out here right now. A lot. And I'm just grateful and humble to be in the right state of mind. My condolences to Kata Scott's family, Trey Reed's family, to the men and women, the families that have lost loved ones to the street, to the predators. The state of the country, man, is being highlighted in such an ugly way. It's hard to see what is up and down, but God will always have the final say. I just want to take this time to acknowledge him right now. You see the title. My apologies over there on Twitter. I did not alter the title. I thought I did, and I didn't. So what you see is not the topic. The topic tonight is a spinoff, a woman giving her, in my opinion, sarcastic rhetoric about men's preferences and being right and wrong. Again, happy birthday to SM. I see you. Appreciate you. Handle your business. This your day. I know you got a whole lot that you got to get done. So I appreciate you stopping in. Shout out to my poets, writers, content creators. I got something that I'm going to bring up on the big screen. This is a 6-minute video. I'm just going to give my own perspective and translation and some extra context to what she's talking about. See, she's speaking from a space that I feel as if, well, let me rephrase that. I believe she's trolling at this point. Based on the comments that I read underneath this video, she's definitely trolling. You'll think that she's talking unbiasedly until you get deeper into it. So what I'm gonna do is let's go ahead, bring this up on the big screen. Do me a solid, like, share, repost, let the people know we on. I'm gonna treat this as if this is just me and her having an exchange, like we're on the phone or we're having a coffee or something, or maybe she's in studio. But that being said, let's go ahead and kick this off. Let me make sure the volume is up.
Whenever men tell women that their standards are too high and that you're delusional, when I heard it back in the day, I used to be like, y'all are just some haters. Y'all are pathetic and y'all be on some hating shit. Like, women, don't lower your standards. Girl, do not lower your standards. These men are pathetic. They're just being some haters. Initially, that was my thought. But now, I honestly unfortunately, I have to agree with the men. Women are delusional and our standards are too high. Now, let me just go with me for a second, right? I used to believe it was on some hating shit. And I remember when Steve Harvey had his show, he was telling women, your standards are too high. You're going to, end up alone because no man is going to want to meet those standards, especially when they can get it from a woman with no standards. Like, the lower hanging fruit is easier to obtain. So they're not going to jump through all these hoops to be with you and meet your standards. And so I'm like, nah, that's just some guys, nah, that's some hating shit.
I want to address that real quick. Steve Harvey, he's a grifter. His only intentions was to sell as many copies of his book as he possibly could. He cannot speak on behalf of gentlemen with the situation that's been rearing its ugly head over his life. If you know, the brother, his wife has been in and out of the relationship doing her own thing. For a while, he was getting ran through the mud because the lack of stability within his relationships was abruptly resurfacing on social media. But he wants to tell you in his book how to navigate the lifestyle of a man and woman dealing with the opposite gender, when nothing about your relationship has really been all of that crystal clean. Now, this is where it's going to get tricky, because she's trying to reel people in to make it seem as if she is really on our side, or she understands that when we speak about expectations and reality checks and however you want to frame it, she's really trying to just bait you in.
But here's the thing. most women are delusional and our standards are too high. Now, I'm not saying to lower your standards. I will never tell you to do that. I want women to understand what this really is, okay? So we all know, for the most part, that women were lied to about what and who men really were, right? We were lied to about that. We thought they were going to be these protectors and these providers, and they were going to protect us from harm, and, you know, harm being other men, because, I mean, what, a charging wildebeest is going to come after us, and the man is going to, like, use his machete and, like, protect. Like, typically your number one predator as a woman is going to be a man. So you're going to protect us from other men, and you're going to be a good father, and you're going to be faithful, and you're going to be all these things. And men were never that. They
Gotta stop you again. Do not use the words. Don't use a word plural when you speak about men. Say man. Say specific men, or a group of men, or a subset of men. Never just come out of your mouth. And this is just in general, for in a rule of thumb. Never classify everybody under the same umbrella of characteristics when you're speaking on specific subjects, because what's going to happen is, now I am a part of the problem that you have. You cannot do that. I have nothing to do with what this person did to you or her. Never. Nobody lied. Nobody lied to you. Here's the issue. Men are protectors. Men are leaders. Men are all of these things. It's been documented from the beginning of time. We cannot erase history, no matter how much you want to. What happened is, you're expecting mandatory treatment. You want mandatory results all across the board from every single body, regardless. However, you do not want to reciprocate the things that are introduced into these confines. So the man is supposed to automatically do and lay down his life for you, society. But if he doesn't do that, then he's subsequently worthless. Now, there are men out here that's not going to live by those traditional values, period. But you're not factoring in how we got here. You're not even going to acknowledge the firefighters. You're not going to acknowledge the police officers. I just did a reaction video where a guy climbed out of an 8-story window to save a child. Be clear on who you're addressing. Stop putting everybody in the same ballot. It's not a lie. Men will and has always been protectors. Now, the ones that you're referring to, you need to be specific. We need specifics.
were propped up by the patriarchy to pretend that they were those things. And when men tell us that we're delusional and our standards are too high, the secret is, it's not that they don't want to meet those standards. It's that they can't. The average man is completely incapable of meeting those standards.
The reality is, everybody is not going to be a millionaire. Every man on this earth is not going to beat the odds. Billion subscribers. Meet Batman. Clark Kent. We're not going to have ownership of 20 properties. Some of us, men and women, we are going to be average workers. Why is that so hard to digest? Everybody is not going to be a fucking millionaire out here.
Oh, that does sound good. I'll be right back with that for you.
Do you honestly think, going back to the Bible, going back to the Egyptians, the Mesozoic era, do you think that every single man and woman that walked this earth wore the fanciest jewelry, had the greatest hair, the greatest skin? Do you really truly believe that every man on this planet was over 6'2"? From animal to Homo sapien, there has to be a balance. And as nice as it would be to be a gazillionaire, Ric Flair, that's not how life works. For one, you have a culture and a government who is systematically in position to protect their own interest. That means anybody that's in their bloodline or a friend, those people will always be at the helm of everything. Anything underneath that, we are disposable. This deluded belief that every man in this world will lose 300 pounds, get sculpted like Arnold Schwarzenegger or some shit, and they're just magically overnight going to become the ideal man for every single woman on this planet, and they're just pretty much going to kiss your ass, and it's not happening. That's not the reality. Some people are just going to be oil riggers, bus drivers, pedestrians in their basement, video game consumers, wrestlers, teachers. You're not going to have every single man on this planet operating from the same place in the same position as LeBron James or Chris Brown, my nigga. So, yes, there are men. Well, put it this way. There are men who will lie to you and say whatever the hell they want to get out of you, what they can get out of you. If you're attracted to that archetype of man and he knows that, and he ain't really worth nothing, and he can use his looks to get out of you something, he's going to do it. If you are attracted to a piece of shit, that's not his fault. You're attracted to a piece of shit. That's on you. You don't care about great characteristics. You don't care if he believes in God. You don't care if he reads the Bible from the front to the back page. You don't care if he treats his family well. You don't care about any of that shit. you want to make sure that he has the height, the width, the length, and the money. Just call it for what it is. There are men that absolutely will play with you. But let's be honest. Most of you will never ever be able, like, you can't be pleased. You're either going to be bored eventually, or you're going to get tired of it, or you're going to see something else that you desire and want. Yeah, we have to talk. I don't like this. I can be fair. I can be honest. There's a lot of men who ain't shit out here. They need to go to work. They need to hit the gym. They need to pray. They need to be on their knees on the wall. They should be practicing discipline. They should be led by the Most High. They should be aspiring to be all that they can be. That's not going to happen with everybody. Take responsibility for your part. When you're speaking about these men that can't live up to these expectations, you leave them where they are. Use your intuition, right? Use all of these zodiac signs that you talk about, the ones that guide you and reveal to you who's your soulmate and all that. Why aren't you doing that? When men say you're delusional, that shit ain't got nothing to do with you being above their pay grade. Because realistically, most of us, we know whether or not we can get you or get this person. We're not sitting up here pretending to be the most attractive person in the world and we can get every fucking female. We know there's people out of our reach. That's not how we operate. Yes, I would love to partake of a Jessica Alba or Shakira or some shit, but I know realistically that ain't gonna never happen. But see, you will be built like Precious or the big body joint who sued Lyft. Y'all be whole fullbacks, linebackers and shit, and have like this attitude and this mindset that you can get that type of person because just yeah, that's y'all shit. That delusional shit. But let's continue.
It's almost like expecting a 1-year-old to know how to do calculus in pre-algebra or whatever, right? They don't have the mental faculties to do it. And most men, even if they tried to reach those standards, they will fail miserably. Now, in the famous words of Princella, the patriarchy, aka the wheelchair ramp that they gave men, basically gave them a head start. And women, not only did we catch up to men, we surpassed them. And right now in 2024, we're surpassing them like a motherfucker. And they're crashing out. Because back then, all they needed to have was a job, to get a wife, and to get kids. And that was it.
Shout outs to the women, man, that's making their money, getting educated. Round of applause to you. You're doing your thing. You can afford to take care of yourself. I thought all of those were supposed to be able to take care of themselves. That's just basic. Congrats. You got that. You still don't understand. We're not competing with you. We're not. Nobody's stopping you from making your money and taking care of yourself. Nobody. That's not the problem. Nobody is envious or jealous. That's crazy. You're supposed to be helpmates. You don't want that position. Being a helpmate to you means that all your hopes and dreams get pushed to the side and you're going to be forgotten. Being a helpmate to you means that it's slavery, that you have no identity. That's what it has been transitioned into. Nobody is jealous of you making your own money. You believe in unrealistic fairy tales, happy endings. If God wants us to have it, we'll have it. If we are disciplined and we are in his order and we follow his lead and we rebuke and successfully navigate our way through the demonic attacks that's consistently coming against us, and we find a way to overcome a lot of the temptations that are presented to us, we will absolutely be blessed and filled with abundance. Salutes, bro. So if you are obedient to his word, hell, most of the stuff that we are blessed with, we don't even deserve it anyway. To be honest with you, a lot of the stuff we had, these cars and half of that shit, we got it just because of grace and mercy. Like, your character probably is not where you think it is in his eyes. I'm not even talking about on a human level, but in God's eyes, you probably a fucked up human being. You ain't as bad as Jeffrey Dahmer or one of these crackers out here, but you got some shit with you that disqualifies you from some of the things that you have. But because he loves his children, he still gives us things. I've had plenty of things that I shouldn't have had, but he cared enough to give it to me, and I'm grateful for it. I'll be like, man, I don't really be deserving. I know I don't deserve shit. Yeah, I ain't gonna be honest about it. Be honest about it. You done did some shit in your life where he looked at you when nobody else was around and said, yeah, you lucky that you're my child right now. I'm still gonna look out for you, but for real, I don't have to give you nothing. For real, I could just kill you and send you to hell for what you just did, but I'm not gonna do that. But see, y'all women, man, y'all be so caught up in the lies, the pacifying. Niggas be telling you whatever the hell you want to hear, so you think that you are in the right when you really wrong, but they don't want to say it because they want the box, man. Nobody's competing with you. So while you're getting your money and you doing all this, guess what? You still under the impression that we supposed to just go out here and work 20 jobs, make $250,000 a year or more. And then on top of that, that's not enough because you want us to exceed that. So not only do you want us to make $250,000, you want us to stay fit. You want us to be on the road 24 hours a day. You want us to maintain a financial increase above what you make in order for you to be and remain satisfied with where his position is. You want to make sure that he's attractive to every single person that's possible to man so that you don't get bored, so that you feel like you're in constant danger of losing him to someone else. Because if there's women who are constantly chasing after him, that means that he has a certain level of value that the next person doesn't have. Therefore, you are in fear of losing something that is deemed good. Yeah, you are delusional. You are absolutely fucking delusional. Never understood why y'all thought men would just be saying and making up shit just to be making up shit.
It's a T1 Pro. It feels like purple and white.
Hey, little bro, how the fuck you feel the color purple? It's Valentine's Day. Go to a bar, touch some grass, get some bitches. Virgin. Motherfucker says, I feel purple.
Now women are requiring men to be a good person, be faithful, be loyal, be all these things, a great father, all that stuff, right? And most of them can't. It's not that they don't want to. They fucking can't. They don't have the mental faculties to do it. That is why our standards are too high, because we're expecting this macho superior being to be that when really they're the ones that are inferior. And I'm saying the vast majority of them. There's a small sprinkling of guys who are self-starters. They're motivated by just themselves and they want to survive. And they don't need to they're not out here working hard just to get a woman and some kids. They're working hard for themselves. Like, the very thing that can show you that these men don't have any like self-motivation, look at how many men have been dropping out of the workforce because they don't feel like there's any light at the end of the tunnel. If these women aren't choosing them because you have to be a good person, you have to be loyal, you have to not cheat on me, you can't cuss me out and dim my light, you can't do all these, you have to be a good person. They're like, well, fuck it. I'm not gonna get a wife. These women are not choosing me because I only make $40,000 or $50,000 a year. What's the point? I might as well live in my mama's basement, right? Or have 5 roommates. You know, they're not even striving for themselves. Like, you're supposed to adult, whether you are a man or a woman, for yourself.
I will concede to this portion. Do not chase women. Don't. You want to survive? You want to live? You tired of inferiority? We only got but so much time on this planet to do whatever it is we're going to do. Her? She'll be here one day and gone the next. Think about all of your exes, if you have any. Think about every single woman that has been in rotation on social media. Think about the T app. Like, what are we doing here? The minute you put or pour into a woman and you ignore your own life, your health, God. Matter of fact, if he ain't even at the head of your walk, nothing will ever be stable anyway. So you might as well reset, lock in, and tune out the distractions. Because nobody is paying attention to you until you start actually doing something of significance for the world. If no one sees value in what you're doing, they ain't paying you no mind. The only time people are around you, and I gotta be honest, is if they are extracting resources out of you. Most people aren't even in your presence for the intentions that you think they are. As soon as they find something to occupy them, they will turn their back on you. They will walk away from you, or they will cut you off, or slowly back away from you and pour into the thing that provides them what they are seeking. Another thing I agree with, like I said before, most men will never become millionaires. Some of us will just make 20, 30, 40,000 a year. Everybody does not desire to have what you're asking for. Think about it. Let's be real. Do you know what comes with sitting at a desk all day? What comes with typing all day? What comes with competing with other men for positions? What it takes to constantly be in a book, locked in, to acquire the type of money and the level of relevancy? Do you know how much time, how many weeks you have to be away from home, how focused you have to be on having dick discipline, and you're not chasing ass? You're just out here in the workforce doing everything in your power to ensure that eventually when you decide to slow down, so much comes with this. So much comes with this. So much. And see, most women, you have it easy. Your road to these millions are not the same as men's roads to it. There is no doubt about it. Now, you guys are going to college more. You're graduating more. You have way more degrees. But here's the thing. Like I said, we're not competing with you. You're competing with men. You can say you're not. But what's the purpose of you doing the extra and going all of these lengths for these extra houses and these extra dogs and all these expenses to buy things that are superficial in the first place, if you're not trying to say, hey, look, I make more money than you. I make more money than you. A nigga can make $100,000 a year, but if you make 200,000, 300,000 a year, you're just gonna rub the shit in his face. Man, I still make more money than you. You broke ass nigga. I still make more money than you. I don't respect you, nigga. I don't like you. You can't be pleased. You will never be satisfied. I want to know what's difficult about having a happy life with someone who makes 40,000, 50,000 a year. Where's the problem? If you know how to manage your money and you're not trying to buy Louis Vuitton every fucking week, and you're not spending $300, $400, $500 on hair that does not belong to you, then you definitely can live off of that. You know how to scale back? Do you know how to manage your eating? Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to grow organic food? Or do you just like to go out here and waste your money and buy things that could actually go back into the house, go back into the apartment, go into your car, go into your rent, go into the children's college fund? There are ways to live off of $40,000, $50,000 a year, especially if you are in a 2-parent household. Scratch even having kids. You're dating, you're vetting, going into the process of possible marriage. You can keep your job if you want. Y'all can build and save and do all of that together. There are ways. But see, the reason why you're not okay with that is because you don't want to settle. You don't want to settle for mediocre. Who does? Shit, I don't want to be no $40,000, $30,000 a year, nigga. I would love to bring in and gross $1 million a year, 250,000. I would love that. It all depends on your desire for it. How hungry are you? What are you willing to give up for it? Now, if you are okay with just making X amount a year, because that's just who you are, I'm not judging nobody for that. I think it's dope. Hell, you if you happy, I'm happy. Most people with a lot of money, they're fucking miserable. Most of these people ain't really happy. They turn into perverts, pedophiles, monsters. Their attitude is fucking horrible. You be selling your soul. You're not personable. Nobody wants to hang around you. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez has been married 4 times, my nigga. She got money. The fuck that mean? What does money mean? Just because you got it, that don't mean a damn thing. Let me get back to this shit. She's still running her mouth. Hold up.
So that you can have heat in the wintertime, so that you can have air in the summertime, so you can have a fucking roof over your head, so you can have a car to drive, so you can be able to afford to put gas in that said car. Like, you're supposed to want to do that for yourself. But they are like, if there's not going to be a woman and kids or anybody that I can control and lord over, then what's the point? That right there will tell you right there, all by itself, that they can't reach those standards. So yes, we're either going to settle for a man, or we're going to get lucky and find a guy who got his shit together, which that number is very, very low for the vast majority of women, or you're going to be by yourself. Those are the only options we have. I will never tell women to lower their standards. The higher you raise your standards, the less men will be able to apply, if you will, right?
You know, with that logic, the higher your standards, you might be disqualifying the men that you're referring to, but you're not even taking in consideration, you're disqualifying yourself as well. But I'm assuming that you think that as your pay grade goes up, that makes you more competitive for the type of men within your financial backing. But you're not competing, right? You said it yourself. There's a small percentage. Actually, there's like 2% or less, maybe 4 to 2% of the population make the type of money that you are trying to insert yourself in the race for. That 2 to 4%, they don't carry the same characteristics or the same personality as someone who is still grounded. And on top of that, there are more women out there that are more likely to be a better fit in their program than you are. But hey,
if you have on your job description, you must have a doctorate degree or a PhD even, and these men don't even have a high school diploma. Most men don't have a high school diploma. I don't know what the actual number is on a high school diploma, but I'm just saying most men they're not even halfway to the point of reaching those standards. So don't lower your standards. If you do, you're going to end up with a guy who's going to hate on you, right? These men are lying about the fact that they don't want to meet those standards. They really can't meet them. They can't. Much like the way that men lie about not liking independent women, right? So the part of them not liking independent women is true. These particular men, they don't like independent women, but they're lying about why. They're trying to say if you're independent, you're masculine. And, as a masculine alpha male, we want a feminine woman and you're masculine. That's not the real reason. The real reason is I'm pathetic. I'm a loser. And every time you come home to tell me something that you've accomplished today, you're putting a mirror up to me and showing me how insignificant I am, how much you don't need me, and how much of a loser I am.
Hold on a minute.
Car park there, mate. Well, fuck off.
Don't you just love when these type of people specifically try to tell you what a man is, what he wants, what he needs? You can sit here for an hour straight and tell them exactly what the hell you said, and they're still going to interpret it as something else. No, he said what he said. And I stand by it. Y'all don't want to be helpmates. You don't want to be Aisha Curry. That's all this come down to. None of y'all want to be Aisha Curry. I think that's the best way to say it. She's the prime example. How the fuck you gonna tell me how I view your disposition? You're not going to get treated like a slave in my house, but I'm the leader in the house. Final decisions, things like that, we can work on some of this stuff, but when it really boils down to it, I have to be the one that makes the final decisions. If you don't trust in me, there is no relationship. If you don't respect me, there's no relationship. And I like how you're trying to use word salad and reverse psychology to make it seem as if the man feels insignificant to your exceptional greatness. What I say earlier, you're competing with him. He's not competing with you. Because guess what? Just because you make more, let's say you do make more. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm still the leader in the house. That money don't mean shit. Just because you have that money does not mean that you are the provider and the protector. Financially, you have some advantages, but at the end of the day is God, man, woman. Y'all want to rewrite the entire script because you don't want to be here. You want to be right there or right here. Stop trying to tell men what they want and what they are. You're trying to guilt trip people into following under your program. It's not going to work.
That's really what it is. But they're never going to admit that because they have too much ego. They lie about everything. They project everything. All of their fears and insecurities that they have on the inside, they project that off onto women. They will literally do something and then turn around and say you're doing it. Much like when a man comes out of nowhere and swear up and down you're cheating on him and you find out it's because he's cheating on you. That's what they do. That's just how they project like a motherfucker. So when they call us delusional, we are delusional, and our delusion comes from being lied to. Now that we know we've been lied to about who and what men are, it's up to us to move accordingly. If you still want to sit around and have these fairy tale views and these high standards or whatever, I'm not telling you to lower your standards. I'm not saying that. But just know doing that is going to get you men. You're going to get got, basically. You're going to just keep attracting men that are going to keep using you. If you understand what men are, you should know how to be by yourself, or get lucky and find somebody that matches your fly, as they call it. So we are delusional until we decide not to be. And those are just my thoughts on that.
Yeah, your thoughts are trash. You said some stuff in there that I agree with. Men should not be worried about y'all at all. You're manipulative. You're temporal. You're not very present. I mean, let's be honest, we spend majority of our life catering to your feelings. Valentine's Day, birthdays, Mother's Day. Hell, everything is built around making sure that you're comfortable. You say men aren't providers or protectors, but men are the reason that you are sitting in that vehicle that you're in right now. Men are the reason why you wear the glasses on your face. Men are the reason why you have that fleece on, or why you have that earpiece on your head. Men are the reason why those four walls that surround you protect you from the elements when the seasons change. What the fuck are you talking about? Just finished watching a 30-minute video. These dudes built an entire house in 2 years by themselves with some equipment, of course, but who did they build the house for? Not them damn self. They built that for a family. for women. You got tampons, you got deodorant, you got makeup, you got hair extensions. Shout out to Rob. Bags, clothing, the roads, stop signs, street lights. Did you know that a black man, by the way, was responsible for the traffic lights? Yeah. Safety, protection. The peanut butter you eat, black man. What are you talking about? And then women will listen to this goofy ass shit and they don't know how to decipher from the intrinsical manipulation that is woven within the words that are coming out of her mouth. And you think that shit is fucking gold, man. She's just sitting here trying to keep your ass single and miserable, man. There are monsters. There are men out here that snatch children up and do this and do that. There are men out there like that. But there are a larger majority of good men out here that go out of their way to protect you. You just slapped so many motherfuckers in the face. They done died and lost their life stepping in the middle of a domestic dispute between a guy and his woman. The dude was probably slapping her around. He just randomly driving by, got out his car, jumped in. The nigga shot him, killed him. The girl, she moves on with her life, gets her another dude. What the fuck you talking about? Men don't protect. They don't provide. What are you talking about? The prison system built by men to put men behind bars. But you said they don't protect you. It was a lie. They don't do their job.
The fool. Why I gotta be the fool?
Y'all keep getting up on these social media platforms saying shit that sound good, man. You're not being unbiased. You're not being fair. You're not helping the situation at all. Notice she didn't say not one positive thing whatsoever about men at all. Not one. Does that sound like somebody who was happy? Does that sound like someone who was really content? Okay. Right. See, I can tell you, men, a lot of men ain't shit. I agree. I agree that they need to be worried more about taking care of themselves and being healthier and being happier and being purposeful. I agree. Most men won't live up to them expectations, but guess what? You and the rest of the world know that most of you bitches do not want the majority of the men that's out here. So why the fuck do you even bring them into your conversations? Why? I never understood that. That's why I said at the top of the show, she was being very manipulative. She's being sarcastic. This is nothing more than satire. Because if she really, really was standing on this and she meant what she was talking about, she could have gave the brothers their flowers, man. That gas that's in your car, yeah. Them seatbelts, yeah. What are we doing? Sound good though. You got a lot of these women eating this shit up. And y'all so phony, man. Like the shit is so fake. I'm reading the comments and I'm like, damn, y'all ain't even gonna stick up for the brothers. Not one of you. Y'all not gonna challenge her on nothing she said. I got a certain level of respect for the ones that I do see clapping back at y'all, because I already know. Everybody in this comment section, and there's a lot of them. Matter of fact, let me see. So
we've got some break. Yeah, I
was going to show you the comment section. I ended up skipping to some other shit. Fuck it. A lot of them bitches in the, I hate using the word, but I gotta use it. A lot of y'all, man, I know y'all single. Just the way that you were responding and cheering her on, not one of y'all was like, nah, this ain't all true. It ain't all of them. It's a few of them. It ain't all of them. Y'all couldn't even do that. But you're not delusional. Y'all can't even be honest enough to admit when you're wrong. You can't even be honest enough to say there are some good dudes out there. And y'all be the same ones in another video saying, oh, he's a hero. We need more men like him. But you were just over here talking about, yeah, men ain't shit and fuck them all. Fuck them. Fuck them. Yeah.
Cut it out.
It's all right, though. You're going to have to start reading in between the lines when watching some of these videos. See, there's people who got a problem with me talking slow, or maybe I don't talk fast enough. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I honestly know. I like to be very expressive. I like to be very detailed with what I'm talking about. And she's one of them. I call them grifters. She's a grifter. And it works. Oh, it works. But it only works on people who are not woke. They're afraid of looking themselves in the mirror and being honest about who they really are. And how they got to where they did. Just like I can't avoid my past or my future. I sowed the seeds that got me here, just like you did. You cannot act like nothing happened just because you're a female. All the men that you complaining about, you picked them. You opened your legs up to them. What they got to do with the rest of us? And you can always tell when somebody started to talk, they're speaking from personal dispositions, if that's the right word for that. Like, that's personal. That came from trauma. That came from you sucking 20 dicks. Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with me, though. That's why it's so dangerous to just sit up here and listen to any and everybody who has a platform, man, because they can only tell you but so much. They're not really going to be honest all the way. Now, I've had conversations and I'll listen to a person talk. There's a couple things that I won't do. I won't speak to you about religion or politics. Certain folks, I'll still do it, but like within my circle, I don't do it because I know there are people who are so stuck in their ways that it doesn't really matter if they're right or wrong. They feel like they're right, so you will never sway them otherwise. Even if you're just offering other doors to walk through, they will never hear it. They will refuse. So I don't waste my time with that. But I digress. 100%. I'm gonna keep on finding videos like that, and I'm gonna keep on breaking them down, and I'm gonna keep on talking about them, because if you're going to do that, make sure that you're being 1000% transparent all across the board for men and women. Like, you can tell, like, I won't agree with you, but I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, I don't give a fuck about what you say, nigga. I don't want to hear that shit." I'm not gonna do that. I want to hear your perspective. It's refreshing. Hey, I might learn something that I didn't know before. Shit, that's just me. I'm not about to disqualify you for having a difference of opinion just because I feel. Most of these chicks can't do that though. They say they can until you start opening your mouth, and then they be like, "I got you, bitch." It's a whole trap. Whole trap. Am I lying? Soon, soon as you say some shit, they waiting for you. They waiting for you. They'll try to make you feel comfortable. Oh, you can talk to me. Don't even care about it. Just say the shit. They bait you in. They don't really give a shit about what you got to say. At this point, they don't care. Stop it. Please. And it's for a number of reasons. A number of them. It's cool though, but don't do that, because of, let's put our logic to this, to the test. If men aren't protectors like you say they aren't, right? If that's a lie, release the prisoners. Release all the prisoners. Those guards, let them go home to their family. Go ahead, I dare you. Let them all leave. Let them. The guy that just killed Kata Scott, release him back to the street. The white kids that killed Trey Reed and hung him, let them back in the street. The black man who stabbed Irvana on the train in New York, let him back on the street. Since, hey, we don't protect. We're inadequate. We're fearful. We're envious. We're jealous of your success. We're competing with you. We want you to be slaves. All right, release the Kraken. Let them all out. Fellas, don't pick up a phone. Don't answer text messages. Don't answer nothing at the call centers at 911. EMTs, you stay with your loved ones. Officers, take your badge off, hang your shit up, kick back, watch Netflix, watch the game, and let the women who feel so strongly about men not being shit, let them deal with it. Let them handle all of it. You sound dumb. You sound dumb as fuck. None of you would survive. It would be a small portion of you that would probably make it through. But if you released every single prisoner that is behind bars on planet Earth, you would not survive. Stop it. No way. You don't have access. You might have a gun or two here, whatever. Even with them guns, you would not survive. If Kim Jong-un decided that he wanted to bomb the United States, if Putin decided that he wanted to bomb the United States, what the fuck are you going to do? Y'all so, and it's not all of you ladies. I love y'all, man. The ones that are still soft and you still know how to love a man, and you still know how to let the guy know, man, he's loved, he's wanted, he's the king on the earth, he's God sent, and you give that man the same level of respect as you would want. This ain't got nothing to do with you. But your counterparts, they full of shit. They are. It's sad. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me this evening. Me and Sydney will be back tomorrow morning and evening. You know, I've been in rotation. I've been consistently dropping. So if you don't see me, you'll still see me. I just want to give my gratitude by staying proactive and visible. So I hope you guys have a blessed night. Sleep well. If I don't get to chop it up with y'all tomorrow, hit the bell notification so you don't miss me too much. And shout outs to the subscribers, old, new. Shout outs to Arcana, Chef, Rob, Sydney, the whole crew, man. You guys enjoy your evening. I'm about to call it. See you guys tomorrow, Lord willing.
If I'm a one-hit wonder, at least I got one, huh? At least I got something, really ain't me. The beat bumping, one song could change lives. Let's see something, one joke could save lives. We gon' keep coming, keep functioning, something out of nothing. Ball wise, I'm top 300, get your favorite artist. I'll chop it up with mutton if they haters. Your ghost could be bludgeon if they for real. We getting money, so try BS minus Negroes, cutting everything authentic. Stupid shit I did it, punishing myself like my mom prison. No questions, no